What's up, family? I'm Juan Castillo, and when I'm on social media, my favorite show to watch is the Don't Shoot the Messenger weekly podcast. Chris G, Professional Sutton, Rucker Report delivers sports the way it's supposed to be, real and authentic. So get ready to be entertained. My boys are ready. I'm ready. Let's go.
Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast. I'm your boy, Professional Sutton.
And I'm your boy, Chris G.
And it's your boy, the Rucker Report, a.k.a. Jerry.
Ready? This is what the greatest thing about sports is. You play to win the game. Inch by inch, play by play, till we're finished.
This is Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast.
X about me, X about me.
With Professional Sutton.
You already know.
Chris G.
My homie.
And the Rucker Report.
My family, what up?
They for real.
All straight with no chaser.
Let the games begin.
Let's go. Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast.
My funk flex voice. Welcome to another edition of Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast. I'm your boy, Professional Sutton.
And I'm your boy, Chris G.
And it's your boy, the Rucker Report, Cheers.
You know what? We want to thank our sponsors. So now that I got things going, I got two screens up, y'all. Chris, you'll be so proud of me, man. You know what I mean? You will be so proud of me. I'm learning how to do things. I'm not getting frustrated no more. So, throw this up here. You know, we got to thank our sponsor, 94.3 WYBC.
The rhythm of the city.
Yes. Also, we want to thank our other sponsor, Inspired Rentals. Thank you so much. Fellas, how y'all doing today? It's a nice, beautiful, cloudy Sunday, but we still here, though. How y'all doing?
We up here celebrating.
Okay. You know what? I ain't even gonna touch that. You know what I mean? Happy birthday to everybody that's out there. You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? We's up here watching DuckTales. Woo.
And I see that you got your red shirt on too.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
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 And.
Okay. Oh. He
letting you know what's going down.
Oh, what's good? You know, Deontay on. You know what I mean? Speaking of happy birthday, what's good? Neighborhood.
Happy birthday, cuz.
So we got a lot to talk about. No, we're gonna keep it within that 1 hour. You know, well, listen, we're gonna try to. We ain't gonna lie. We're gonna try to keep it within that 1 hour frame. But we got some NBA, free agency going on. We had the draft. We got some moves. There's a lot of good things going on, man. A lot of good things going on. Let me get my stuff up, man. Because like I said, I was prepared for this today. I was ready. I was like, yo, I gotta make it look good. You know what I mean? So let me hit that share button. Boom. So this is what we talking about. Hold on, wait. I got my brothers out of here. I don't like that. Hold on. I don't like that shit. Okay, there we go. So, we got the NFL weekly review. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about the NBA free agency. Also, Klay Thompson, he's out for the season, torn ACL for the second year in a row. My goodness. So much going on.
No, not an ACL. Not an ACL, Steven Jackson.
Yeah,
Achilles. I'm sorry.
ACL was last year.
Oh, yeah. Damn. Yeah. In my big job voice. Damn. So, but it's going to be interesting. It's definitely going to be interesting. So, I'm gonna let y'all kick this one off, man. Ruck, I'll start with you, man. How you like to draft, man? You got your godson, LaMelo, out here. You know what I mean? Like your brother said. I told you so. Let everybody know. Never lost.
You know what? The crazy thing about this draft, really, once you pass the first 5 picks, I think a lot of people were like, "Who? From where?" But the interesting thing about this draft is it really wasn't heavy with overseas talent. So this was the first time in a long time that I've watched that there were a lot of people that were selected from here in the United States. So I think it was interesting that way. But I think Chris put it the best. This draft was very, very weak in terms of talent that could come to a team and help right away. So we'll see, man. I think what everybody has kind of deferred to is all the moves that happened leading up to the draft, and especially the day after. So that's where I think the money was made, and a lot of teams made really big statements like, say what you want about my Thunder, but you're going to see us for the next 13 drafts in your first and second round with high picks. So keep working, Sam Presti. Keep working.
Okay. Chris, man, Ruck was alluding to how some of the names in the draft were not blockbuster, or, some of the names people didn't even know. Again, I think that had a lot to do with not having a full tournament this year due to COVID. But what did you see? What are some takeaways, and what did you like? And I know our boy wanted to know about LaMelo going 3. Could you touch on your godson LaMelo going 3, if you will, sir?
First of all, you use all these big words that I don't understand, so I'm gonna take it as disrespect.
Watch your mouth.
Hey, Chris, before you start, give me a never lost.
Never lost. Anyway, listen, I'm not a LaMelo fan. I don't see him translating well in the NBA, but I wish that young man success. I see it ending horribly in Charlotte.
Horribly?
His father.
Okay.
Horribly.
But do you think that now Lamar was like, yo, let me chill out? I mean, LeVar was like, let me chill out. Let me relax.
There ain't no such thing as chill out with LeVar.
Okay.
He ain't got that button.
He don't got that button.
Okay. And, so you figured that he might mess up the whole
Jordan is petty.
Oh, yeah, he is. He's still mad at Charles Barkley for doing his job.
Jordan is petty. So, I don't know how well that's going to end. Plus, his game, he's not really a good shooter. Just because you can shoot deep every now and again and make a shot don't mean you're a great shooter. He's not a physical player. But he does got some height. And listen, man, I'm looking for him, man. I hope I'm wrong. I hope it translates well in the NBA. As far as the whole draft is concerned, though, I would say, man, this was a draft of really settling for a lot of teams. There just wasn't. I think what you're going to get in this draft are a lot of good to solid players. Mm-hmm. If somebody becomes a star, more power to them. But I just don't see it in this draft per se. I seen like a lot of good players that fit a category. You want a wing that's got some length, that can play defense, that can knock down a shot. You probably got that. You'll get a couple all-stars in this thing, but I don't see nothing great. Like even Wiseman, like I don't even know if the NBA has passed him by yet. You know what I mean? Like that type of big man isn't really utilized in the NBA like it was in years past. So we'll see how well he develops. I mean, I know people saying that his he could possibly be like a better DeAndre Jordan, and I don't really see DeAndre Jordan getting a bunch of minutes these days. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
So we had a question. He said, "Do you feel like he's going to be?" He's talking about LaMelo, like Michael Jordan, like how Jordan went 3rd in the draft.
No, sir.
No.
Yeah. No, sir.
No.
And again, this isn't really a knock on LaMelo or any of the other kids. It's just that in certain drafts, you have people, especially in the lottery, that have made you say, "Wow."
Right.
That have made you say, listen, he has a type of star potential and a type of skill set that is head and above where he's supposed to be and can help somebody right now. Right. There was nobody in this draft that did that, even with LaMelo's great skill set. Listen, you had, which I thought was probably the surprise of the draft, with the young man from Florida State going 4 to Chicago. And in essence, you're talking about another long, rangy power forward that has similar skill sets to everything they already had. So there wasn't a superstar in this draft. There were, again, players in this draft that could be stars, that could be all-stars. But then again, you kind of got to take that with a grain of salt. Like Ben Wallace was an all-star for a couple years in the East. And people ain't gonna say Ben Wallace blew your socks away, but he was definitely a special type of athlete. I don't know if that was there. I just don't know. But I think LaMelo is gonna be good for what Charlotte does. But I think what a lot of these picks showed, and even a lot of these moves, is that teams are going to have to start giving up on that whole logjam process or get it done by committee. If they're going to sell out for a guy, then they got to go ahead and sell out and get rid of the extra baggage. Like, for example, Obi Toppin going to the Knicks. The Knicks had to get rid of the other 13 power forwards that they had on their roster to give him an opportunity. Yeah. You know, so we'll see what happens. But LaMelo does have a chance to be special. But remember, special doesn't always equate to elite in the NBA.
I also say this too. Yeah, I want something else showed was it makes me think of Boston. Because, you know, Boston had Boston had all this talent. They didn't necessarily have an A-level guy yet. Because I don't think at the time, Jason Tatum had it ascended to where he's at now. And I still don't think Jason Tatum is an A-level guy, but he's definitely on track to be an A-level all-star.
I agree.
Just that type of player. But when they had all of these assets and all these players, they wanted to hoard them all. And as you can see, it never really fit because it just wasn't enough, you know, balls on the court to feed everybody.
You saying Paul's made it even worse. Go ahead.
I mean, but at the same time, it would have traded off some of those pieces, some of those really good pieces to get one really, really good piece. Boston could have been in a much better situation than what they're in right now. You basically lost Gordon Hayward for nothing. What you could have did is you could have traded Gordon Hayward and matched him up with some of the other players and tried to go after an A-level guy that was, you know, not satisfied with what they had.
The other thing, Chris, to your point, and correct me if I'm wrong, what they could have did, they could have just Boston. What Danny Ainge could have done is that he could have packaged Gordon Hayward. He might have he probably would have had to include Jaylen Brown or maybe Marcus Smart and a couple other pieces and some of these draft picks, and he could have had an Anthony Davis.
Right, but he didn't want to pull the trigger.
That could have been possible. He didn't want to pull the trigger because, again, not only him hoarding these picks, but he thought that they were going to pan out to be something else. Just like, again, going back to what OKC did, everybody was impressed with, you know, where Sam Presti is and where the Pelicans are. But again, if it doesn't land you what you're looking for, what did you do all the moving for? In essence, the crazy thing that OKC just did was you deconstructed a young team with some good veterans on it, and you got rid of all the veterans and all your salary cap hits. So now you're just with the young guys, and they have nothing else left. The biggest contract that they have on the team now is probably Al Horford, but who knows if he's going to be there or if he's not going to be another trade piece for somebody. So it's different. It's very different right now. But Boston could have had something totally different.
They could have, but like I said, you know, they were afraid to make that move. And I'm glad you rung up the Anthony Davis part. I mean, I'd say that Pelicans would have much rather did business with the Boston Celtics than the Lakers. But Danny Ainge was afraid to put. Listen, you got to look at it like this. Toronto, the year they sold out to get Kawhi. Did Kawhi wind up staying there long term? No. But did you get a championship? Yes.
That was the goal.
That was the goal. You know what I mean? Take that championship away from you. And I mean, I think if you had Anthony Davis and Jason Tatum and some of the other things that they got in that rotation, you would have been good. You would have been ready to go. You've been ready to compete for a chip. I mean, look, I like the Heat, but I don't think the Heat is beating Boston Celtics if they got Anthony Davis on that squad. I mean, Jaylen Brown was wish-washy. That whole series, he was wish-washy. You know what I mean? But not that he's not a great talent, because he is. I mean, granted, right now, I would probably take Jaylen Brown over everybody in the draft this year. But, you know what I mean? Like, again, if you want that A-level guy, that guy that's going to bring you a championship, you got to sell out. And, you know, Boston wasn't willing to sell out. And, you know, I think the move that people are making in the East is just bringing Boston closer and closer to the middle of the pack. They're going to be a good team, don't get me wrong, but Miami made moves to get better. They're going to look better. Obviously, the Nets are going to be better. I mean, it's just, you know, it's going to be something.
I want to ask y'all about I want to jump to free agency real quick. Just Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast if you're just tuning in. Milwaukee. Did Milwaukee do enough to keep Giannis? And I think that was the one thing that people wanted to know. Like he had a solid team around him, but it's like, okay, get him that one piece to help get over that hump. I'll start with you, Chris, because you on the screen real quick. Do you think that they did enough to keep Giannis in Milwaukee? And then I got you, Rob.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay. So,
Chris, you know what I thought you were about to say, right?
At first, Rock, man. So, what you think, man?
So you want me to follow that up?
Yo, man, I want the analysis because again, we got a lot of people that's listening who don't understand what's going on. So I need you to break it down from like time, man.
All right. So here's the thing. What looked good in the beginning for Milwaukee turned out to be a cluster. You know what?
Mm-hmm.
Not getting Bogdanovich from Sacramento, not really solidifying what that 3-team deal was going to look like. Really kind of cost it, right? So you don't get Bogdanovich, but you still got George Hill that's out there. That's probably going to be gone, right? You re-sign Pat Connaughton, nice piece, but you also lose what we don't know right now because it's still in limbo. Dante DiVincenzo, you didn't add any other big pieces, so essentially the Milwaukee Bucks are going to be looking like the same team minus Eric Bledsoe, minus George Hill, maybe minus Dante.
Wes Matthews too.
No, they didn't.
Wes Matthews too.
Mm-hmm.
Wes Matthews
You let Wes Matthews walk because you didn't want to give him a veteran minimum. Robin Lopez actually worked well too. So I mean, they didn't do enough. I think.
Rock, can I jump in real quick?
Milwaukee had one true job. Do something.
Can I jump in real quick?
Yeah.
I just want to say one thing. Donovan Mitchell just agreed to a 5-year, $195 million.
That just came across.
Just want to hit that
Hold on. Chris, can you text that to me so I can put it on the screen, sir?
Okay.
Yeah. And that's big for Utah, but that also at some point could signal the end for Rudy Gobert too, because they just signed Jordan Clarkson to a big money deal as well. But going back to Milwaukee had one job, man. They had one job to make Giannis say, "Let me really think about leaving," and I don't think they did that. And I don't think that there's enough pieces out there right now that can make him stay next summer. I just don't think so. Because Milwaukee can mess around and have a season like they did last year, or like Chris just alluded to with Boston, they could have got pushed down lower in the pack as well. Because other teams are going to be more ready. I mean, Toronto is, again, they're proving that they are really good class of the East. Brooklyn is going to be Brooklyn. I think that they're going to be a lot better. I think the Pacers could be a lot better getting a full year of Oladipo, depending on what they do with their picks. Cassius Stanley was a good pickup for them in Indiana. Say what you want. I think Charlotte is still going to be something middle of the pack. I think Miami really, again, moves so good under the radar, man. Shout out to Pat Riley for picking up another dog and another body that they can throw if they ever go against these big superstars like LA or something like that with Avery Bradley. I think that was huge. Resigning the Dragon was huge. So, I mean, teams are leveling up, and I don't think Milwaukee is meeting that. Even say what you want, and I know we've never said anything about Atlanta besides in the Wings, but the Hawks made some really good moves too.
I mean, I've seen people saying that the Hawks made good moves. And I guess they made some good moves. I guess they could fight for an AFC or something. Like, we look. I mean, listen. Unless we talk about Magic City and Jeezy and Gucci, I don't want to hear nothing about no Hawks. I don't want to hear nothing about no Hawks.
Oh,
Listen,
man, cold blooded, man.
Chris, Quet came down today with that $10,000 outfit on. You know what I'm saying? We trying to buy the rest of him. Know what he talking about?
Yo, I'm just saying, man. Like the Hawks, they're okay.
I like Rondo, Chris. I like adding Rondo to that mix.
I like Rondo too, but Rondo is there's something about if Rondo feels like this is a shot, then you get the best Rondo. You get the best version of him. If there is no shot, you do not get the best version of Rondo. Then if anything, he becomes a problem on the team. So, I'm not a.
I can see that. I can see that. The only contest I have for you on that one, Chris, is remember there wasn't a true shot when he first got to New Orleans, and he made something happen.
This is what people think of Atlanta. Atlanta. This is what their fans think of.
Yo, I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, like they got some good young talent. Let's see if it manifests into anything. I don't think it will. I mean, listen, can they make the playoffs this year? Sure. It's the East. They should make the play. Mm-hmm. Every team should make the playoffs in the East.
True.
It's that close, except for the top tier teams. So it's like you should be fighting for a spot now, I guess. But like, do I look at the Atlanta Hawks and go, "Oh man, watch out for them"? Nah. Like, all right, you might get there 7th, 8th, maybe.
So Quet, I had a question for you.
Yes, sir.
So listen, man, I know, it was an exciting, couple days seeing your nephew go to Philly now. So I wanted you to talk about that for a little bit, man. Dwight Howard.
Whore. What you talking about?
That's what he's saying when he walking in. That's what he's saying when he walking in the locker room. So he's like, hey, who in here is whore?
I mean, I actually wanted to ask you about the Lakers. I know people people pissed at Montrezl Harrell. They was like, yo, man, listen, he ain't got to change his locker or nothing. You know what I'm saying? He could just keep the same apartment.
Hold on. We can sum it up just how Chris did with his other thing, right? Pat Beverly had your food. Hold on, wait, man. Pat Beverly had your food.
He tricked y'all. Running around here doing a bunch of nothing.
Hold on. Pat Beverly, he actually sent me something, man. He actually wanted me to get it to y'all. I was like, yo, man, they said, listen, I want you to give these to the fellas because, he's having his own sneaker line with Nike. Nike said that they're going to back him. And I said, okay, cool. The Pat Bevs are coming out.
I can't wait to see these.
Listen, they cool. They all right. You know what I mean? The Pat Bevs are coming out. I still got to get used to them. But it is what it is. Hold on. Nope. Wrong screen. Sorry. Nope. Wrong screen. Let me see here. Yeah. So he had a lot of people fooled, but his kicks, though, man, like I said, man, I don't know how I feel about these. Some of y'all might like them out there because I know some of y'all taste. So I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it one bit. So here they go. Here go the Pat Bevs. There you go. There you go. You know what I mean? Pat Beverly told me he had wanted me to share these with everybody. He said, he got a new sneaker coming out. You know what I mean?
I heard about them. So these is the bus dropping ones. Huh?
Yes.
Yeah, you remember when Pat got to the bubble? He was like, man, I got these fresh white tees on deck. I'm like, man, you living in 03? What is he doing?
Hold on, ain't he from Philly though?
Nah, he's from Chicago.
Oh,
got the fresh white tees on deck.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So he just got the white tees and the black ups
my goodness.
on deck. Okay.
They said he from 63rd. Quit.
He not from 63rd. He's stupid. But I do like what the Lakers are doing. Now, I want to talk about these old timers like Aaron and just some of these older timers that's in these group, man. Keep talking about, oh, they, these people selling out, and that's not real basketball. Listen, it's about winning, because I told Aaron, like I told some of these other old pundits, like, Ruck would say, you guys talked about Karl Malone for years. Y'all talked about Dan Marino for years for not winning the chip. Now these players are getting their money and going to a team that could potentially get them a ring. And now you're saying that they're not competitive. Yes, they are. If you are in the NBA or in any professional sports, you are competitive. And Chris made valid points years ago, even though I know Ruck didn't like to hear it with the whole KD thing. He loves super teams because you know why? Because they're playing the way they want to play. Because when these owners cut these players in the middle of March after giving you great numbers just so they can free up some cap space, what did everybody say? Hey, man, well, he should have been playing harder. What happens when these players get hurt? Hey, man, he shouldn't have got hurt. Or when they don't make enough money. Yeah, I mean, that's their fault. They should have been trying to secure their own bag, and they should have been trying to get what they can get. So now that they're doing that, they're still getting blackballed. But I love what the Lakers are doing. I mean, you could say LeBron is the GM, whatever, but I think that people do want to win. And people saw that Laker team and they said, well, how can I add to it? And we are still waiting for, AD's, word and to see what he want to do. But it looks like he's going to stay with the Lakers, which is a good thing. But yeah, man, I am excited. I think, and it's sad because when Klay coming back, we had talked about that this is going to be an interesting season, but without Klay, it really throws something into the pot now. Ruck, not having Klay with Golden State. What is that looking like? I mean, are the Golden State Warriors still top 5, or did they just drop down a few notches?
I mean, me and Chris have been talking about it over the past couple of days. Like,
true,
they definitely did drop down a couple notches because there's nothing that you can get in the NBA now to replicate what Klay does on the court. Mm-hmm. And I'm not even just talking from a number standpoint, but just schematically what he does and how he opens stuff up and other people. You can't get something. There's nothing in the league right now to replace it. However, unlike Chris, I have been very impressed with what they're doing to try to backfill that position with getting Kelly Oubre, with the draft of Wiseman. They've been talking heavily to JJ, trying to get JJ from New Orleans. They also been talking about Bogdanovich, but it looks like he may go to Atlanta. So they're doing some things that are going to put them in a different position. So can they be dangerous? Yes. Because I think a lot of that really hinges on the fact of what's Houston truly going to look like if James or Russ are both gone. If one stays, or if they both stay, what does that look like? Because, according to Stephen A. Smith, neither one of them want to play with each other anymore. But is that true? And then what does that look like? Because Houston is always the linchpin. I mean, the other thing, too, you got to take into the equation, San Antonio might not be San Antonio again for another couple years. So, what happens with Utah? What happens with Denver? Phoenix was clearly up to the challenge that Monty Williams presented to them in the bubble, and I think they just got an excellent leader and Chris Paul that can positively affect Booker and Ayton. So there's things that you got to take into consideration. I mean, Chris don't love it, but I do. Melo is back in Portland.
Word.
They also resigned Enes Kanter.
Oh yeah,
they got him back. So
boy back.
Hey, I know Chris don't like it, but
I like Kanter. I like Kanter. I'm a fan of Kanter. I wish we could have kept him last year, but we couldn't pay him the money that Boston could. So, I'm glad that he's back in the fold. We also just signed Harry Giles today.
Raymond Bennett.
Harry Giles is a good building block. I like that.
Now, even though he was a total disappointment in Duke, he was hurt that 1 year. So, hopefully he could get his his mojo going and be something that a player that can contribute to, also I'm happy. The biggest move I thought was getting Covington. Covington coming to the Blazers gives me, that's a good wing. That's an above replacement wing to me. Is it an all-star wing? Is it the wing that can win us a championship? Probably not. But at the same time, that's the wing we've been missing. So
he's the shooter.
And he's a shooter. And he's a great defender.
Yes,
I think Covington is what? He's like 6'7", 6'8". He's a tall dude.
Yeah, about 6'8".
So I'm a fan of Covington, and I think it's going to pay dividends. As far as Klay Thompson, come on now, the NBA is better when Klay Thompson is in the league.
Yeah,
I mean that just goes without saying. If you don't like Klay, you got a problem. You know what I mean? Like you got a real problem if you don't like Klay. So I'm saddened, but if I'm going to be real about it, what you gonna say?
No. I was just thinking because I was watching some of the highlights that Quinn had put up. One of the teams that we really didn't talk about and didn't make mention of that I think again added more to their style was Memphis. So you got to consider Memphis in this playoff picture too.
Whore.
Yes, you do.
He is.
Listen, I mean,
sorry.
The West is going to be something to worry about, honestly. But at the same time, if you ask me if I think the Warriors took so many steps back, I don't even know where they are right now. You see what I'm saying? Because here's the thing: it's not that they don't have talent. It's just I don't know how that talent is going to mesh without Klay. With Klay, I mean, I think a lot of the pundits on all of the stations brung it up, and it's the combination of Steph and Klay. It's not just Steph or not just Klay. Not that Steph can't be phenomenal and get you into the playoffs by himself, but I'm talking about if you're trying to win a championship, it's the combination of Steph and Klay, and they won't have that. And if they got JJ Redick, that'd be an above placement for Klay, but it still ain't Klay.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So, I mean, I know that they're out there. I don't know why, but I heard they're also out there trying to Marc Gasol. I don't know why, but I know that's something that they're trying to do. I don't know the style of basketball they're going to be able to play to win a championship. When they be able to win games, of course. If Steph is healthy, if Wiggins plays like he normally plays, if Draymond plays like he normally plays, all the additional talent that they have had so far, of course they can make the playoffs. Maybe they can even get a first round win. But the Warriors have been built on winning championships. So without Klay, I do not see a path to a championship. Just like Donald don't see a path to getting 270.
You still? I already know. I already know. Nah, but listen, good. We gotta definitely talk about it. So I'm glad you mentioned that.
That's just what it is, man.
Right. So I do want to switch gears real quick. Because this is, it's Sunday. NFL is definitely kicking off. So want to review week 11. We got some games. I should have got the schedule up, but I know we had the Seattle and Cardinals game that was Thursday night, which was probably one of the best Thursday night games that happened this year. And it's like I said, for me being a 49ers fan, it's tough to watch because we don't have a real fucking quarterback. We got a quarterback who's hurt. We got a quarterback who's coming from college. But anyway, I digress. Chris, this week, what games are you looking to see? I got one game that I'm definitely looking to see. But I'm gonna let you go first. What games are you looking to see this week, man? NFL.
First of all, let me start off by saying fuck the bookie. Because the lines were a certain way. All week, the lines was a certain way. Now all of a sudden on Sunday, these just is flopped. I swear to God, y'all don't know. Because you just don't know. I swear. I'm ready to crumple up and just throw shit away. Anyway, That really took a lot of my juice. I'm not gonna lie. I've been sitting over here mad for about 10 minutes.
I can imagine, man. That bookie happy though.
I'll say Tennessee, Baltimore.
Okay. Ruck.
They both coming off losses. Obviously, Baltimore last time they played Tennessee got routed. Let's see what happens.
I was asking Chris, what games this week are you looking forward to seeing?
First and foremost, I want to take this opportunity to be on this platform and point out an injustice that has happened in the NFL. And I want to make sure that we all, as black men, never forget to say his name.
Oh, my God. I don't know how to take him seriously. Oh, my God. Yeah, right. Get that nigga out of here.
Don't he hook it now? Don't he hook it?
Did my boy dirty after he ate the dub.
Yeah, he ate it. He didn't get it.
Yo, you gotta see what you got with Taysom. You gotta see what you got.
Right.
I'm not saying that they didn't do him dirty, but they've been bloviating about Taysom Hill for a couple years. They paid him the bag. They paid Taysom the bag. Sean Payton keep coming out here saying like he's gonna be our quarterback of the future. He's gonna be like if not now, when?
I think now you see or you will see what you have, right? And you're gonna be able to see if he can be a quarterback of the future or if it's just truly a scheme. Because everything that they've been doing with him, I think teams are prepared for. It's just that he's also a special athlete. Quarterbacking, again, say what you want about Jameis, right? The man played well last year, not great, well last year, even though he had the 30 picks, but he did have 30 TDs too. So I don't know, right? But the game that I'm really looking at, I'm finally going to look at my team and see, first of all, what Packers defense shows up and then what old man Rivers we get. Because if we get old man Rivers that's about that action, we about to get blown out to that.
No.
If not, then we could be all right. If we could just tackle somebody, then we'll be all right. So I'm looking at Packers and Colts.
Okay. Nice.
Wait, since we on the Packers, let me also say, fuck the Packers. Okay?
They must have crossed
last week, man, the level I had with F the Packers last week. Let me tell you something. I was hoping that they lost that game. I was hoping that they lost that game after they couldn't produce no point. You serious? Are you kidding me?
Sorry, Chris.
Well, we didn't lose. We just didn't cover the line.
I know. And Chris is all about covering the line.
I said you should have lost. If you can't cover the line, lose.
And Roger said never lose.
Yeah, I'm here for secondary victories. All right.
Hey, Chris. RELAX.
Yo, hold on. Yo, Ruck. MONEY is what I'm gonna win. And if Aaron Rodgers can't do his part, tell him the fuck out of here.
Damn, you cold-blooded, Chris. Cold-blooded. One game that I'm really looking forward to watching is the Chiefs and the Raiders. Because that was the Chiefs' only loss, and I think that people are saying that the Chiefs are unstoppable. But someone made a good point, and I can't remember who it was, so I give them credit. It's like, yeah, but they got beat by the Raiders, so are they really unstoppable? I think it was Keyshawn Johnson. But I mean, I think that the Chiefs are still, again, favored to win the Super Bowl. However, what is this going to look like? I doubt that they will lose 2 times in a row to the Raiders. I really doubt that. But you just never know. Derek
Carr has been playing good.
That's what I'm saying. And we can laugh about the Raiders and what have you, but they've really been playing consistently good ball this season. So that is something that we are not used to seeing out of the Raiders within the last 10 years, but you got to give them credit. So I'm looking to see what Pat Mahomes, puts up, for the Chiefs, but also that defense. Because Ruggs, man, he was letting it go. And it's funny because Hambone, shouts out to Hambone, he said what they're going to throw Henry Ruggs, just out routes. I mean, go routes. And that's what it basically looked like last time.
That's what it is.
He was just throwing it up there and he was just going to get them. But what is that scheme going to look like? Is Andy Reid and company going to say, hey, this is how we're going to stop that? I think they will. But also, this is also going to be a true test for your boy Chucky, a.k.a. John Gruden. Because a lot of people are saying that, listen, that one win against the Chiefs this year, that was a fluke. They just didn't know, blah, 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 blah. But is Gruden going to answer the call? And I think, to me, Gruden has a lot to prove more than Andy Reid does at this point. He has a whole lot to prove because no one outside of the Raiders organization think that they can get this game. And even if they do get it, are they going to get it in convincing fashion? Or is it going to be one of those, whoever get the ball last, that's who get the ball last. So, but it's definitely going to be a good one.
DJ in the building. What's up, man?
Yo, DJ is funny, man. Shouts out to DJ, man. So yeah, so that's the game that I'm looking for.
DJ don't want to talk about them Giants.
Oh, and hold on. He is a Giants fan with a Ben Coates jersey.
With what?
He has a Ben Coates jersey. Well, because I guess his last name is Coates, so I can see.
That's why.
Okay, I can see. But
he's a big Giant fan. He is Mr. New York. He is Giants, Yankees.
But I don't
they don't get no more New York than that.
But I don't care if there was a player who was like a superstar whose last name was Sutton. You would not see me with a Giants jersey on just because his name is Sutton. I'm sorry, that's just just ball a little different up in New York, I guess. You know what I mean?
Wow, you said 42-17 Chiefs, huh?
And then also he said Giants gonna win the division. Listen, that's not
they might.
But you never.
They might. They beat
you
Philly.
Never know. Yes,
Philly
that's what
was
I'm
leading the division. Who knows?
That's not far-fetched this year.
It's really not.
And he did a good job. He said, not the Knicks stink-ass team. Okay.
Yo,
you're not a Knicks fan. Okay.
I'm sorry, y'all, but just the fact that we're going to have a team in the playoffs with probably 5 wins. With 5, they're probably going to win their division with 5 wins.
Don DeMarco, Marco.
Can we just talk about that for a minute?
Well,
I know we talk about the NFC least and all that stuff, but 5. When have we ever seen it?
Well, we was close with Seattle when they were 7-9 and they went to the playoffs, and then they end up beating the Saints that year. So that was close, but 5 is a little, Boy, you gotta remember at the time 7 was a little bit scary. I think people were like, 7 wins? Are you kidding me? Remember when the NFC West was kind of trash?
Yeah. But listen, I'm stretching 5 because legitimately, because the Giants beat the Eagles, they beat them once, right?
Yep.
They lost the first game. I think that the Giants have beat the Redskins twice already, right?
Yep.
Did they beat the Cowboys? They did beat the Cowboys, right?
Who?
The Giants.
No,
they lost.
Oh, they lost to the Cowboys.
They got 2 wins. They got 2 wins against the stinking ass Washington football club. And then they got
who said they keeping their name.
And then 1 win against Philly. And that's all their wins.
So it really could just be 5 wins. 4 or 5 wins to win this division.
In all actuality, Philly could win it with 4 wins because Philly got that tie.
Damn, that's true.
Tie. So if it keeps playing out where they can't win a game outside of the division and they keep beating up on each other because they are who they are, Philly could do something like that. Yeah.
Damn.
We 4-11-1. 4-11-1 and make the playoffs. Hold on. 4-11-1. Make the playoffs and have a home game.
Yep.
And have a home game.
DJ made a good point. He said Seattle was 7-9 in playoffs the same year Patriots were 11-5 and missed the playoffs. And also Seattle, they were the home team against the Saints.
And if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah,
Seattle won that game.
and that's when Marshawn went off. Right?
Yep.
And then Seattle won that game. Also, that was the year the Patriots were 11-5. That was the year that Brady went down. But also, you got to remember, Miami was 11-5, and Miami had the tiebreaker over them. That was the Wildcat year.
Mm-hmm.
They had that tiebreaker over them, and that's how they got it.
That's that was that Cadillac Williams year.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it was.
Nobody had tape on that, but hey, now people use it like it's nothing.
You do now.
Nothing. That's dope. Yes, you are tuned into the Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast. Besides, I know we're talking about teams, in games, stuff like that, but again, I just want to ask y'all a serious question. Cam Newton, after this year, what is he looking like? Do you think that he's on that 1 year lease, or do you think that the Patriots will keep him and try to make something of it?
I think the Patriots might keep him.
Okay.
Oh, look, we got different opinions. I think they might keep him.
Well, so here's the thing. I want the Patriots to keep him because I think going into next football season with the full Patriots roster could be different for Cam. I think it's going to be – that's the other thing that people didn't take into account with Cam, right? He's not playing with the same Patriots defense that Tom Brady had last year.
True.
And it's a much different defense. Right now, he doesn't have Julian Edelman. He has a lot of young weapons. So if they were complaining about the weapons that they have last year for Tom, they don't have nothing this year for Cam.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing that the Patriots have never been able to do since Aaron Hernandez and Gronk have gone is build up a second-tier tight end that can be another weapon. So he doesn't have that either. So I hope he gets another year, but I don't know. It really is up in the air. I think if he gets a couple more wins, especially in their division, I think he has earned himself another year.
Okay.
But we'll see.
Okay. Okay. Chris?
Yeah, I think he gets another year because what are their options? They're going to have their record is going to be too good to get a good quarterback. He's going to the best they could do is get a quarterback that needs development in the draft because their record is going to be too good to get a Justin Fields, a Trevor Lawrence, even a Kyle Trask, even though I'm not that big on that guy, or you know what I mean, the kid from BYU that they like, and I think there's another kid from like South Dakota or whatever.
CJ crazy.
They're not going to be able. He's totally lying.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if he did that, he'd have called in.
But yeah, so like I don't see their options, and it's not like there's going to be this market of really good quarterbacks that could be a quarterback that could mask some of the Patriots' deficiencies, especially on offense.
It's going to put the Pat Bev back up there.
Right. Yeah, see, look, DJ, it's not smart if you don't keep Cam because the thing, and they're in money troubles this year, and they're going to get money troubles next year as well. So, like, you're not going to be able. You were able to get Cam because Cam was ready to prove himself, and Cam. If we're going to be honest, I'm never going to count Cam pockets, but Cam got money.
Yeah,
like Cam done a bunch of big contracts, so getting the big contract wasn't the deciding factor for Cam as far as going to New England. Where if you want any good quarterback or any young quarterback, they're going to be like, I ain't taking Tom Brady. This I need to get paid.
Yeah.
So I do think that they're going to wind up keeping Cam. Look, Cam to me has been up and down this year, but for good reason. He's been up and down because you didn't get no off-season workout camp. You got none of that. No OTA, none of that. Then in the middle of you starting to go upwards, you get COVID. Yep. And we don't know the lingering effects. He said he wasn't feeling great even after he came back. He said he felt, stagnant and lethargic. And he was still trying to figure out the system because he had no OTAs. So now you see they put together 2 wins. I know people poo-poo because it's the Jets, but he got a dub against the Jets. He got a dub against the Ravens. And I know people trying to say, oh, it was a monsoon. That's why what was it before the monsoon? Because before the monsoon, they was up 2 touchdowns. So I mean, and they work. I can't remember who said it. I think it was Colin Cowherd, and I got to give him props for this. The Patriots don't get no cheap touchdowns. They got to work every touchdown they get. They're never going to get like somebody missed a tackle on the screen and broke it for 70 yards, or a deep post down the middle that somebody taking, a receiver puts a move on a guy and take it the rest of the way. Every touchdown they get is like 12 plays, 75 yards. And everybody knows the longer you stay on the field as an offense, the more likely it is that you make a mistake, get a turnover, interception, penalty, and that's how they got to get every single touchdown. They got to get every single touchdown, 12 plays, 75 yards. That's hard to do, man. What young quarterback putting in that situation that's going to get you that? That's why they're a low scoring team, because they got to work hard for every single touchdown they get. That's why I love the under with them versus Houston today. I don't know, they got it at 49. Like, what is y'all smoking? They're not scoring that many points. Anyway.
Boy, there go your money.
That's why I feel.
There go your money right there.
We'll see. But I got them paired up. I got a combo with something else. So I don't think they have any other option but to bring Cam back unless something falls in their lap. I think it'd be the smart move, because you don't got talent this year. Your defense will get better next year, but offensively you probably still won't have no talent next year. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'll shout out to DJ. Giants is a lock for a win today. Well, no, they're a lock not to lose today. You're right about that.
Okay. He said they're a lock not to lose, because it could be a tie. Never know.
No, don't play. It's a bye week.
Oh yeah, true. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're right. Oh man. Okay, yeah. And my Niners aren't playing today, so that's good. I can actually breathe in peace. I don't have to worry about it's a lock. I don't have to worry about any tragedy. I don't have to worry about no injury reports this week about who not playing. Thank God, the first time I can actually breathe easy since the season started. So that's pretty good.
Like me, I breathe easy every Sunday.
Well, I mean, obviously, because you are a non-football team having guy, so it's okay.
I got a football team, Ohio State.
I'm talking about NFL. I mean, well, they are the best team in Ohio. I mean, when you think about it, they
really are.
DJ, he said, "How the 49 doing Super Bowl?" Same. You know what? You say it again. I will make sure that your ass is blocked, and I will report this on Facebook. So go ahead, DJ. Keep it up, buddy. Keep it up. But we got a few more minutes before we get to to some of these games. But how you liking this season, Chris? I just wanted to ask you on Ruck that it's a different feel. We don't have we didn't have the training camps. We didn't have a lot going on. But how is your feel for the season? Like, how do you like it? Does it still feel like football to you, or it feels a little different?
No, man, it feels the same, man. Football is football. I mean, listen, crowd situation it is what it is. I mean, listen, right. Some people get crowds, so
Listen,
hold on, I got another alert.
Speaking of crowds, Chris, I just want to say that the Los Angeles Chargers have been preparing for this for the last 3 years, so they're used to this. They are used to this. So.
You know what? You make a really good point. They are used to this.
Quarantine.
Kent Bazemore just signed with the Warriors. 1-year deal.
Okay. Nice.
I'll say this. I think it's been the same for me. Listen, depending on where you go, you'll get a little bit of crowd.
True.
A little bit of crowd. And you know what? I'm not looking at crowd anyway. I mean, it might affect the players. Maybe they can't get hyped up like they normally do.
Thank you, Chris. I agree. Like, that doesn't affect me. I'm watching the game. Like, I don't care. Right. It really don't. Because people have that,
Unless you or Ruck was in the crowd and like, yo, my boy is at that game, and I was like, what do I hear?
Right. But either like, you're really not going to see us. You know what I mean? Like, unless we're on the sideline, you're really not going to see us. But then even if you see us, it's like you're trying to watch the game. You know what I mean? Like, But because I just hear people crying. It was like, I mean, people who really call themselves sports fans, like, yeah, it just seems weird without the crowd. I'm like, What like what? So you tell me that you need like when you're watching a game, you don't even see the crowd. I don't get it. I don't get it. You know what I mean? But Ruck, this football season, without training camp, without with COVID, things pushing it into a spiral. How you liking the season so far? Do you still feel like football to you, or it just feels a little off?
No, I mean it's football. It's definitely football. It's different, I think, with everything else in the world that's going on, but it's still football. So it's still exciting to get ready to watch it on Sundays and stuff like that. It's still I think where it's changed the most is college football because when you get all the alerts like early Saturday morning about games being postponed or canceled or whatever, like it made college football a lot different. But I don't think it's had the impact on the NFL like everybody thought it would.
Good point. That's that's definitely a good point. And then it's so different because you can't see those cross conference games in the college. Like you can't see Alabama playing Ohio State, or you can't see UFC playing Michigan this year. You have to see just conference play. And by this point in the season, I'm sure we're already used to that because we're already in conference play around this time. But not being able to see like a big kickoff like Florida State versus like Florida or something, or Texas versus Notre Dame, just spitballing some teams out there, so you do make a really good point. And I, also for me personally, like close to home, high school football, I'm used to going to like 1 or 2 games a year, if not more, but not being able to go to a high school game. And then with Thanksgiving around the corner, not being able to go to a high school Thanksgiving Day game, it is a little different for me in that regard, because the NFL, they're grown men, that's their job. So it's a little different when you're talking about the aspect, but it is a little weird not being able to see like a high school game or, something like that. But yeah. So we were just talking, Chris, we were just saying, Ruck was saying, it's not really much change as it pertains to the NFL, but in college it's different. And then I was saying how it is different because you can't have those cross conference games. You can't see Ohio State versus like Alabama. You know what I mean? So,
you will when the bowls start. You will, but during the regular season, you can't. Yeah, you can't see it. So
because those games that season, yeah, right. But by now we already seeing, conference play anyway. But we didn't get to see the big games like those cross conference games. So. Which is unfortunate, however, but fortunate that people aren't dying due to COVID. So it's something we gotta get used to. And again, I think for me, being a Niners fan, I am a little sad because if you watch football, you know why I'm sad, because we ain't got a quarterback. Trey,
what you guys do? You guys got got Jimmy G, man. Porn star Jimmy.
I don't give a damn. Well, listen. Well, if he ain't a porn star, he's sure fucking us. I'll tell you that. Because man, he needs to.
I mean, he had y'all in the Super Bowl. He had y'all in the Super Bowl. He had y'all up 10 in the fourth quarter in the Super Bowl.
And then what happened, Chris? I already know that you're being facetious right now. I can hear it all in your voice.
Hold on. Bang bang 49er game. That's what they were saying that joint, right? Right.
49er game.
Like bang bang. Chain gang or 49er gang or whatever y'all was saying. You know what I mean. Anyway.
Shut up.
Coming up with no, if I'm being for real. Y'all listen, Jimmy G is a more than serviceable quarterback. He just is. This is the truth.
I know, but I just think that psychologically he just haven't been the same since that injury. I think that he was good at keeping us in the game because we had a good defense, like you guys said. Defense win championships. Being that we had a good defense, he was able to kind of. I'm not knocking Jimmy G. I'm not talking shit about Jimmy G. But the defense held it together, so it was able to look a lot better. We got Kittle. We had he didn't really have to do much, having 3 running backs who were just coming in and out doing their thing. But when it was time to really put the ball in play and really keep us and make us win, he didn't do that.
Who's these quarterbacks that you looking for? Like these quarterbacks ain't growing on trees.
I know,
the quarterback that you would want, right? That's like head and shoulders above, most other quarterbacks and could win you the game even when you're not playing well. Those things just hanging around. Like I know we talked about it off, but like even if you guys got Matthew Stafford and Matthew Stafford is a more than capable quarterback, or even like a Matt Ryan. I know how I feel about Matt Ryan. I feel like both of those are better than Jimmy G. But I don't necessarily think they're so good that they could fix some of the problems that you guys have.
No,
the reason why y'all lost the Super Bowl.
Listen. I mean,
you're good with Jimmy
I'm
G.
not even talking about listen, but I'm just talking about when you look at, because he's hurt, some of the throws he's making is not as confident. You know, like he's not stepping into his throws because of people. You know, he's not really, you know, being a smart quarterback, and he's taking too many sacks, throwing dumb interception that shouldn't even be thrown. And I think for him, having that Super Bowl again, and he just wanted to play and show that he's not hurt, that he's actually hurting the team. So that was my point. I mean, I'm not knocking Jimmy G, but we do need a more mentally stable quarterback at this time. But again, I just think that we also got to blame Kyle, because I think our offense is for a more mobile style quarterback because of the type of offense that we run. So, but that's just me. But anyway, I could be here all day. I am done. I don't have much to say. Ruck, are you still there? Okay. Before we go, we got to do our segment of Say Word. We got to give you some good break. It is Sunday. Got to give you that good stuff. You know what I mean? So, Ruck, man, hold on, let me find this. What you got for us today, good brother?
I don't have too much, man. I don't have too much. I think the only thing that we can say on Sunday, especially with everything that we are going through as a country, is continue to work, people, continue to grind. As I say all the time, or as my pastor says all the time, if you don't grind, you don't get it. So get to work. The things that you want there right in your reach, you just got to keep pushing. Push past yourself and get to the next level, man. If you don't grind, you don't get it. Amen. So, as we always say here on Say Word, think big, but most of all, just be easy.
Okay. I see. Well, on that note, man, I just want to thank my brothers for being in the building. Oh, Chris out the shot, so I got to put him in the shot. You know what I mean? I just want to thank my brothers for being in the building.
Chris looking at that line again.
Yeah, he is. Okay.
He's looking at that line hard.
He pushing it back.
Hardcore.
So listen,
I'm just making sure all my numbers match up for everything.
Yeah,
it's time to go.
Well, listen. Money. On that note, thanks again for tuning to another edition of Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast. I'm your boy, Professional Sutton.
Your boy, Chris G.
And it's your boy, The Ruck Report, Jersey.
Peace.
Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast. I'm your boy, Professional Sutton.
And I'm your boy, Chris G.
And it's your boy, The Ruck Report, a.k.a. Jersey.
Ready? This is what the greatest thing about sports is. You play to win the game. Inch by inch, play by play, till we're finished.
This is Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast.
X about me.
With Professional Sutton.
You already know.
Chris G.
My homie.
And the Rucker Report.
My family, what up?
They for real.
All straight with no chaser.
Let the games begin.
Let's go. Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast.